A song can change your face before you understand a single note. You can enter a room exhausted, hear 3 seconds of a familiar beat, and suddenly stand straighter. Another melody can pull your chest downward, slow your steps, and return you to a summer that ended years ago. Nothing in the room changed. Your problems did not disappear, the air did not become lighter, yet the world somehow feels different. So what just happened? Did the music press a hidden button inside your brain? Did it release a chemical called happiness, or did it quietly trick your body into creating an emotion that was not there before? The real answer is stranger. Music does not enter the brain through one emotional doorway. It enters through many doors at once. It reaches prediction, movement, memory, attention, and reward. Then those systems begin talking to one another so quickly that your mood can shift before your conscious mind has explained why. Imagine that your brain is a crowded control room. One worker watches for danger, another searches for patterns, another prepares your muscles to move, another stores personal memories, another decides whether something is valuable enough to pursue. Then music walks in carrying rhythm, pitch, loudness, texture, expectation, and surprise. Every worker looks up. The process begins as ordinary physics. A speaker pushes the air vibrates, those vibrations reach your ears and are converted into electrical signals. But your brain does not receive a neat package labeled sad piano or victory anthem. It receives changing frequencies, timing, intensity, and patterns. The auditory system begins separating the mixture. It follows the beat. It notices whether notes rise or fall. It detects a soft human voice, a sharp drum, a trembling string, or a sudden silence. And that silence matters. Because your brain is not merely listening to what happens, it is constantly guessing what will happen next. Think of it as a prediction machine wearing headphones. When a melody begins, your brain uses everything it has learned from earlier music to form expectations. It predicts when the beat should return. It anticipates where a musical phrase may end. It prepares for a chord to resolve. Most of these predictions never become conscious thoughts. You do not sit there saying, "I predict the next note will arrive in 400 milliseconds." Your brain simply leans forward. If music were perfectly predictable, it would become boring. Imagine hearing the same note at the same volume forever. Your prediction machine would win every round, then fall asleep at its desk. But complete randomness is not satisfying either. If every sound arrives without structure, your brain cannot build useful expectations. The sweet spot often lies between order and surprise. A good song gives your brain enough structure to predict, then bends that structure at exactly the right moment. A beat arrives slightly late. A melody climbs instead of falling. A chord delays the ending you are waiting for. For a fraction of a second, your brain says, "That was not supposed to happen." Then the pattern makes sense. That tiny journey from expectation to surprise to understanding can feel rewarding. Researchers have found that musical prediction and musical pleasure are closely connected, although the exact formula differs across listeners and styles. This helps explain a strange experience. Sometimes the best moment in a song is not the loudest moment, it is the second before it. You know the chorus is coming. Your body knows it too. Tension builds, attention narrows, the music appears to hold its breath. Then the chorus arrives. Brain studies have linked pleasurable music with activity and reward-related circuits. Dopamine also plays a role, especially in anticipation and peak pleasure. But dopamine is not a bottle of liquid happiness. It is involved in motivation, learning, attention, and the importance your brain assigns to an event. It helps mark something as worth noticing, wanting, or repeating. So when your favorite musical moment approaches, the brain may not simply be saying, "This is nice." It may be saying, "This matters, stay ready." However, reward is only one part of the story. Music can change your mood, even when you do not particularly love the song. A fast rhythm can make a quiet room feel active. A slow, spacious piece can make the same room feel still. Why? Because rhythm does not remain trapped inside your ears. Imagine a drummer tapping beside a stick figure. At first, the figure stands motionless. Then one foot begins tapping. A shoulder moves, the head nods, Soon the whole body is cooperating with a sound it never agreed to follow. This tendency is related to entrainment. Biological and neural processes can align, partly and imperfectly, with external timing. Music strongly engages networks involved in hearing and movement. That is why you may feel an urge to move, even while sitting completely still. Your motor system is not waiting for written permission. A steady pulse creates a map of time. It tells the body when the next moment is likely to arrive. Walking, dancing, clapping, and exercising can become easier to organize around that map. Tempo can also influence arousal, meaning how activated or calm you feel. Faster music often increases the sense of energy. Slower music often supports lower arousal. But this is not a universal remote control. A slow song can feel terrifying. A fast song can feel joyful, angry, playful, or stressful. Loudness, harmony, rhythm, memory, personality, and context all alter the result. Your heartbeat does not obediently become a metronome for every song. Your breathing does not always copy the tempo. Physiological responses vary from person to person and moment to moment. Still, music can nudge the body's overall state. And mood is partly the brain's interpretation of that state. When your muscles feel ready to move, your attention sharpens and your body becomes more activated. The world may feel more urgent or exciting. When movement slows and sensory input becomes gentle, the world may feel safer or more reflective. The song changes the stage lighting, then your brain interprets the scene. But here is where the mystery becomes more human. Music often resembles emotional speech. Imagine someone saying one simple word. "Fine," said brightly. "Quickly," and with a rising voice. "It may sound cheerful," said slowly, quietly, and with a falling voice. "It may sound defeated," said loudly with a harsh edge. "It may mean the exact opposite of fine." The dictionary meaning stays the same. The sound carries the emotion. Music uses many of those same acoustic clues: speed, intensity, rising and falling pitch, roughness, softness, and timing can resemble the way emotional voices behave. A gentle melody may sound like a comforting person. A tense musical passage may resemble an alarmed voice. A heavy, forceful rhythm may feel like determined movement. Your brain has spent a lifetime learning what emotional bodies sound like. Music borrows that language without needing actual words. This may produce something similar to emotional contagion. You hear the shape of an emotion, and parts of your own emotional system begin to reflect it. Not because the song contains sadness as a physical substance, because your brain recognizes patterns associated with sadness and begins simulating what they mean. That simulation can happen quickly. Long before you explain the song, your brain has already evaluated its energy, tension, familiarity, and emotional character. Yet none of this explains why one old song can hit harder than an entire orchestra. For that, we need the brain's most unreliable time machine: memory. Picture a teenager sitting in the back seat of a car while one particular song plays. Rain covers the window. A friend laughs. Streetlights slide across the glass. At the time, the song is only part of the background. Years later, the first few notes return. Suddenly, the rain is back, the car is back, the friend's laugh is almost visible. Even the emotional atmosphere of that night seems to reappear. Music is a powerful cue for autobiographical memory. Memories connected to your own life. Familiar songs can become linked with people, places, routines, and important transitions. The brain does not store these experiences like perfectly preserved video files. Memory is reconstructive. Each return is a rebuilding. But music provides a remarkably rich set of clues. The rhythm, voice, melody, and production all arrive together. They can reopen a network that contains images, emotions, body sensations, and fragments of identity. That is why a song can make you miss someone before you consciously remember who. The emotion may arrive first, the explanation catches up later. And now we reach a major reason music affects people differently. You are not hearing only the song, you are hearing the song plus your history. A wedding song may feel warm to one person and painful to another. A melody associated with childhood may create safety, embarrassment, grief, or all three at once. Culture matters too. Musical expectations are learned through exposure. Certain scales, rhythms, instruments, and conventions become familiar because of the music around us. This means there is no single musical code that controls every human in exactly the same way. Some broad acoustic patterns are widely understood. Fast, loud, sharp sounds often signal high energy. Soft, slow sounds often signal lower energy. But high energy is not the same as happy, and low energy is not the same as sad. Context decides what the energy means. The same pounding drums can announce a celebration, a competition, a threat, or a terrible neighbor at 2 in the morning. There is another ingredient: choice. Music you select yourself often affects you differently from music forced upon you. Control changes attention and expectation. Familiarity changes prediction. Personal preference changes reward. Your current mood also acts like a filter. When you feel joyful, you may notice the hopeful parts of a song. When you feel lonely, the same song may reveal a line or melody that suddenly feels heavier. The brain is not a blank cup waiting for music to fill it. It is an active partner, constantly interpreting the sound. This creates one of music's greatest paradoxes. Why do people deliberately listen to sad music? If sadness feels unpleasant, why choose a song that appears to deepen it? Because musical sadness is not always the same as real-life sadness. Real sadness may come with loss, danger, helplessness, or consequences. Sad music can provide some of the emotional shape without creating the original problem. It is sadness inside a frame. You can approach it, explore it, and leave. For some listeners, sad music feels beautiful, comforting, or validating. It can make a private feeling seem shared. It can turn emotional confusion into a clear shape. Instead of thinking, something is wrong with me, the listener may feel, someone else has been here. Memory, empathy, aesthetic pleasure, and emotion regulation may all contribute. Scientists still debate how these mechanisms combine, and the answer is not identical for everyone. Sometimes sad music improves mood. Sometimes it maintains sadness. Sometimes it makes a person feel worse. The listener, the reason for listening, and the surrounding situation matter. Music is powerful, but it is not automatically therapeutic. It cannot replace professional care when someone needs real support. A playlist is a tool, not a doctor wearing headphones. Still, people often use music to regulate emotion. They use it to raise energy before exercise, reduce tension after work, focus attention, process grief, strengthen confidence, or create a sense of companionship. Notice the word regulate. Music does not always erase an emotion, often it helps organize it. Imagine your mood as a group of confused stick figures running in different directions. One is angry, one is tired, one is worried, one is pretending everything is fine. Then music creates a shared rhythm. The figures may not become happy, but they begin moving together. That organization can make an emotion feel more understandable and manageable. Sometimes people choose music that matches their current state. An angry song meets them where they are. A sorrowful song gives grief a voice. Then they may slowly shift toward music with a different energy. This does not work like a guaranteed chemical recipe, but it shows why emotional change can be easier when the brain feels recognized before it is redirected. And there is one more surprise. Not everyone experiences musical pleasure strongly. Some people can hear pitch and rhythm normally, yet feel little reward from music. Researchers call this specific musical anhedonia. Their ears work. Their basic musical perception may work, but communication between auditory systems and reward systems appears to function differently. That tells us something important. Music is not magical because sound waves contain emotion. Its power emerges from connections. Hearing connects with prediction. Prediction connects with reward. Rhythm connects with movement. Sound connects with emotional communication. Familiarity connects with memory. Memory connects with identity. Remove or weaken one bridge, and the experience changes. So why can music alter your mood almost instantly? Because it does not wait for one slow, logical decision. It changes several ingredients of experience in parallel. It redirects attention, it creates expectations, it surprises the prediction system, it prepares the body to move, it imitates emotional signals in the human voice, it activates learned associations, it may awaken personal memories, and it can engage systems that help the brain decide what matters. Your conscious mind receives the final mixture and calls it a feeling, but even that is not the complete story. Music does more than change what you feel in the present. It can change how the present is interpreted. A dark street with playful music feels less threatening. A simple walk with dramatic music feels important. A difficult task with energetic music can feel like a challenge rather than a burden. The environment remains the same. The brain's model of the environment changes. That may be music's greatest ability. It gives time a shape. It turns the next few seconds into something your brain can predict, enter, and emotionally understand. For a moment, random life feels organized into rhythm, tension, surprise, and resolution. And perhaps that is why a song can reach you so quickly. It does not need to argue with your thoughts. It changes the world those thoughts are happening inside. So the next time 3 seconds of music suddenly lift you, calm you, or return you to another year, remember what is really happening. You are not passively receiving sound. Your brain is predicting it. Your body is preparing for it. Your memories are answering it. Your reward system is judging it. Your personal history is completing it. The song may be coming from a speaker, but the emotion is being performed by you. And the most powerful instrument in the room has been your brain all along.